¿Qué tal? Bienvenidos a Ferrari, la enciclopedia de Ferrari. El día de hoy estamos en el Museo Gilles Villeneuve en Berthirville, Montreal. And I'm visiting basically that museum with one of the main attendants or the curator of these museums. I would like to introduce him. So, can you tell us your name?
My name is Alain Bellehumeur. I am the general manager of the Gilles Villeneuve Museum in Berthirville, Quebec.
Okay, thank you.
Follow me.
Yeah.
And the first part of the museum is the beginning of Gilles and race.
Yeah.
You are two-part snowmobile. When Gilles was young, you see one of his machine. Gilles won the world championship with that engine. Gilles created many things about that kind of engine. He changed different pieces to go fast and fast and fast.
I'm aware that he was like he liked the mechanics, right? He liked to tune things and
He didn't study in mechanic, but he have mechanic
the instincts.
And his creation helped to go faster and faster.
Amazing. Yeah.
On the other side, you have when Gilles arrived in Formula One. You see different pieces. First suit. The first time Gilles drove the Ferrari at Maranello, he had his Formula Atlantic suit, but he had
only the Ferrari
like
badge.
Ferrari, and that picture is the first time Gilles
he sat
in the Ferrari. There are no number, and he will after he go on the track. Few seconds after that picture. Here is the first victory of Gilles, especially because Gilles started in 78, 77 at the end of the year, and 78, but he will win his first race at Montreal with his
he's the only Canadian.
His fan, the first time they are a race at Montreal, and Gilles won that race. Remember that race was in October, beginning of October 8th. The day before, on Saturday, during the qualification, it was very cold, little snow during the day, and very cold. And after his victory, Gilles received the trophy on a podium, but the weather was very cold, and the manager of Gilles said to Gilles, "Take my coat and go to the podium." And Gilles go to the podium with
Isn't that cool?
that coat, the jacket. And that race is the only at Montreal at that time. On the podium, there are no champagne on the podium.
No.
The sponsor was Labatt, a brewery, and Gilles
with
that big bottle on the podium.
It's on beer.
The original beer,
Wow.
original bottle of beer.
Amazing. You think that was the, well, I'm pretty sure, but you think that was the most important race that Gilles won in his career?
I think, because the people here in Canada discover Gilles really at that race.
No.
Everybody know he is a good driver, but Gilles became at that time
people realized that he was a very good driver.
And also in Formula One, Ferrari and the team said, "Oh, you have a potential to make other big race." And the people in Formula One open eyes. when after that race at Montreal. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually he was like, he was well known as the Prince of Destruction, right? Because he liked to run very fast and he doesn't care about cars and he has to basically go to the limit.
The first year, the people around Ferrari said Gilles broke every Ferrari, and Ferrari saw something on that guy, and he said to the team, no, build better Ferrari for Gilles.
Yeah.
And,
well, actually, Enzo has a good appreciation for him. It was like a song for him.
Yeah.
Did you actually ever talk to him about Enzo? How was his relation with him or something?
I think he liked the style of Gilles, the driver who never stop. You want already to go faster, to find everything to go faster, and you don't want to finish second. You have a goal to finish first. Each race after race.
Yeah, there is like a story saying like actually Enzo liked him so much because Gilles remind him the Tasio Nuvolari, like a very old driver, like the same style of very risky that type of style. Yeah.
With other kind of car, but it was they are a limit for all driver, and Gilles want to go a little bit more than the limit. It's very special.
Yeah.
Gilles want to. He have the desire to win and to go faster each lap.
Yeah.
If he race faster 80 laps, he will win.
Yeah. Well, but he was actually very loyal as well, right? Because he let Jody Scheckter won the championship, right, for 4 points when he had the opportunity to win that championship.
Yeah.
He was very loyal in that sense, and later we know what happened, but we will go to that story later.
Yeah.
Right?
Gilles likes someone or don't like.
Yeah.
You don't have the middle. Jody was a great friend of Gilles at that time. I remember when they are the funeral of Gilles here at Berthirville in 1982. Jody Scheckter.
He came actually?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And he talked to the people at the church. It's very.
Was there any other like a driver who come to the
I remember René Arnoux, Jean-Pierre Jabot, a French driver, and a couple of other old drivers, but it's a very special moment, a very special event here in Berthirville.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Here, so that section is snowmobile again, and you have mini helmet, and in the middle is 4 helmet of Gilles. The first one in snowmobile, that one he have when he win the world championship, and that one is special. But when he signed in Formula One, he take an old helmet, take to the guy who painting his car, and he said, I want a new helmet for the race. And Gilles take the pencil of Jacques, his little boy, Jacques, and Gilles designed that blue and orange, and after you will see in Formula One
that designing this helmet.
The helmet of Gilles. The other is Jacques, the brother. Jacques, he live at 15 minutes from Berthirville. He was a many-time world champion in snowmobile too. Also, he drove in 4 or 5 years in IndyCar, and he drove also 2 or 3 times in Formula One in 1981 when Gilles was with Ferrari, and Jacques tried to to go in Formula
Actually, they were actually Montreal. Just correct me if I'm wrong. Montreal was the first time that it was very close for two brothers to drive the Grand Prix. It's just that Jack didn't qualify for the Grand Prix.
Yeah,
But in 81, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that time they are, I don't remember, 26 car for 22 place on the grid.
Yeah.
And they are pre-qualification.
Yeah.
And I remember Gilles with his Ferrari go in front and Jacques follow at a couple of inches
Brilliant.
to have a good time.
To try to follow him.
Don't have Jacques drove a bad Formula One at that time.
Yeah.
It's
amazing. But I was very close to see like two Villeneuve.
the two brothers are very close. It's the same passion for race, for speed, for mechanic. It's identical.
Yeah, later the son as well. Okay. So, what do we have here? I think
Here you have a copy of the first contract Gilles signed in Formula One. He signed not with Ferrari. The first time is with McLaren.
Yeah.
And Gilles drove the McLaren car one race, but at that time, in 1977, he signed for $1,000 by race.
nothing.
For Gilles, it's a big money.
Yeah.
But today, it's a very.
Did you have actually chance to talk to him when because I know that he won that very like special race, three Rivet or something like that's called
Oh,
the circuit. Yeah, in Formula Atlantic, and he defeated Hunt, and basically he impressed him, and Hunt basically said to Bruce McLaren to sign him. Do you have any story or something?
Yeah, but in 1976, Gilles drove 10 races.
No.
He finished first 9 times.
Yeah.
And just one time you have a flat,
Yeah.
and he don't finish the race. But he has winner. He win for the 9 other race of the year. He will be the champion at the end of the year. But at Trois-Rivières, the organization invite for that race 4 or 5 Formula One driver. One of that driver was James Hunt. At the end of that year, Hunt will be the world champion. But at that time, he was on he want to try to be a top champion. But at Trois-Rivières, Gilles won the race, and when the Formula One driver returned in Europe in the different team, they talk about a little boy in Canada who win the race, and James Hunt suggests to McLaren to invite Gilles for a race. But at that time, it was possible to have 3 cars in the same race, and Gilles drove the 3rd car at Mosport, but at that time they are the Canadian Grand Prix. They are 1 year at Mosport in Ontario and 1 year at Mont-Tremblant in Quebec. In 1978, they changed that for a race at Montreal. But Gilles drove for McLaren with the car of the year before, and he made a very good race.
He finished 9th?
Yes. And James Hunt suggested to McLaren to give a chance of Gilles. And after one race, McLaren have a choice of two drivers, he choose another one.
But you stand by.
And Ferrari have an opportunity because Niki Lauda
Was leaving the
and Gilles.
something. And do you remember talking to him or did you ever talk to him when he was invited to run for the first time to Formula One? Or do you? I mean, when Bruce McLaren invited him to drive for Formula One, do you remember talking to Gilles about that, or he told you something like he was like happy for doing that, or excited, or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't discuss with Gilles at that time.
Yeah.
But for Gilles, his target was Formula One. And it's very special, a driver from Canada with no money, no sponsor, have a chance to, at that time, to go in Formula One, first with McLaren, and after with Ferrari. That's incredible because there are a lot of drivers want to
I want to go to
to
those two things.
Ferrari here.
It's fine.
Here you have the 4 Formula Atlantic car of Gilles. The yellow one is the 73. Is when he started in the Formula Atlantic. Good race, some accident. Gilles broken a leg with that car, but is a year to learn the track and to find his limit on the track.
To get used to, I think, because he was coming from driving the snow motor.
Snowmobile.
Yeah,
and you have a different style than the other driver with car because
he likes to drift.
to drift, more than the other. It's special. 73, the yellow one, the green one, and 74. Sorry, 75 is the green car. His first Canadian championship, first victory, and a very good year. After is the last one is the 76, 10 race, 9 victory, very good year.
Was that the one that he defeated Jameson?
Yeah. Very special. And the year after, just before he started Formula One, he made the season in Formula Atlantic with that one is a replica, but it's also with the direct film sponsorship for his last season in Formula Atlantic.
How did you manage to get the cars? So who bring the cars to you? So
Or different, they are a collector, someone or belong to the museum.
So is it a donation?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
That piece is special for us because it's the body of the Ferrari of Gilles, the top of the Ferrari, 1982, the first race of the season. The first race was on South Africa, and that piece Ferrari donated to the museum. That part of the Ferrari 27 is special for us because we know Gilles was inside to begin his last season.
Is this the original piece?
And you have just behind the two pictures took at the Zolder.
Before the race?
The picture upside is Gilles 20-30 seconds before his next.
So you're saying that basically that's the last picture of him?
One of the last.
Interesting answer. Okay.
We have a lot of trophy Gilles, because don't remember Gilles, all his career is only 6 victories, but the people remember Gilles like a champion of many victories. Just six, but each time Gilles drove the Ferrari, it's spectacular because we never forget Gilles and his style on the car. It's unique. You have in that place 2 trophies, the Victoria at Monaco, and the big one.
Is that the original one, or is it like a replica, or is it like
It's
a...
original. Yeah, and the big one is Long Beach, California. Yeah, it's the Victory.
And what about the other three on the side?
Yeah, they are different. They are in the middle. Gilles was invited for a race in Italy, Lac de Como Lake. Yeah. And a speedboat race. Gilles won the race. It's the big trophy. The other is second place at the end of the season in 1979, and other third place in Italy.
That's interesting. I didn't know that he knew how to drive a boat. Did he ever participate in any racing here, like I don't know, like another type of championship or something, like racing boats?
No, it's the one shot.
Yeah.
They are a promotion for any participate. But Gilles, he like everything. They are an engine.
Yeah. I mean, I know he knows how to drive like a
car,
like flying
race
helicopter.
car, the helicopter, a boat. Is a big track you will see in a couple of seconds here in the museum.
What happened with that helicopter?
We don't know. I think at the beginning it's a guy who it's a Canadian. At that time they are a Canadian team in Formula One, Wolf Racing, and at the beginning Gilles used the helicopter of the Mr. Wolf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was Canadian. You had the opportunity to take the helicopter. And when he drove for Ferrari, he made a deal with Augusta, the big helicopter company. He put a patch on his suit, and you have the possibility to have an helicopter.
Do you remember like any special anecdote about that helicopter? Because or you can tell me if this is true or not.
One time here at Berthirville, Gilles, I don't know where the helicopter
came from,
but he phoned to his best friend. And he said, Gaetan, I will be at Berthirville in 30 minutes. I came with an helicopter. You go to make a ride with me. And when his friend was in the helicopter, Gilles go with the helicopter, and he go. It's the first time his friend
was flying,
and he go higher. When you're very high, he stop the engine, and 1, 2 seconds, and the helicopter
it goes down,
and he restart the engine.
Was it just for like
very special?
It was like a joke for him.
One thing that this gentleman does not know. I knew Gilles back in Joliet College. Between 5 and 6, it was study time for the first and second grade. And let's imagine there were desks were for two students, and there were some on the right and some on the left. And the priest that was watching us had the chair here, and guess the very closest chair to the priest who was taking care of us was Gilles right there. The very closest chair. I know. I was one desk right ahead of him.
Yeah.
So, but he after 1 year, I guess Joliet College had enough of him. He was too lively for them.
Thank you. So I heard another anecdote. Maybe you know if it's true or not. I don't know if this is true. That's just a question for the helicopter. It says that he was just flying from Monte Carlo to Italy for a race or something. He basically there was a lot of fog, and he needed to basically land.
You just go over the highway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he landed. Well, I don't know if this is the same, but he landed in a square.
Yeah.
And he basically just said, "Come and sleep here," and he woke up. Yeah. Can you tell us that story? Actually, maybe you know that.
But it's the same thing you said. Gilles, there are nothing to stop Gilles at that time. But if you don't see nothing, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But you have Gilles in that picture on the Walter Wolf helicopter. And it's special because when Gilles was in Formula One, and if you have 3 weeks break, something like that, he phoned to his friend at Berthirville. He said, the guy, prepare the truck. There are 4 or 5 friends of Gilles, all have truck like the Gilles one here, the pickup with big tire, and he go at 10 minutes from here. They are sand.
A lot of mud and dirt.
Yeah, and when they are rain, they are, I don't do in English.
Yeah, like a mop, right?
You go inside, and the fun, Gilles are unable to go out.
As a truck.
Place. And each one take your chain and to help to
pull him out.
pull out.
Yeah.
But he like this, like a change. Probably it's a good matter to change his mind, to forget Formula One. But it's special. They take plane from Europe for 2-3 days. Nobody know. And suddenly he arrive at somewhere in the garage, somewhere in Berthirville. Oh, Gilles, over here.
Is it true that he once took this truck to drive to the Montreal Grand Prix to go to the circuit, or is it just like a legend? I heard that he just came here
No,
to
I
drive.
think Gilles have the possibility to have a Ferrari when he was in Quebec. And
So he always take the Ferrari. I see. I remember that. Well, I mean, this part of the museum is telling us the story about this legendary fight against René Arnoux in Dijon. So
that part with we have here there are different pieces. Yeah, you are just a little remind of that race, but we have other thing
memorabilia or something.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But and that one is special because at that time you're a very small trophy. It's you win the race with that trophy. It's the race of champion. It's like here in Canada they are the season of hockey on ice, and they are in the middle a game for the star of the season. But in Formula One at that time, they are a race of champion. They are old Formula.
The most important one.
Formula One friend, and it's a Formula One race, but with driver from other category, and Gilles also win.
Do you remember who else was racing that time? In that race, who else participated in that race?
A couple of Formula One driver couple of old Formula One driver and other from rally race and different, but it's a promotional race, and Gilles won that one. Here it's special for us because they are, and that time the driver have a helmet, a glove, and you don't change each race.
Yeah.
You don't change
Using them.
each practice.
Yeah.
You have for the year, and you have original glove of Gilles, and also one of his helmet.
Did he use that helmet only in that race, or did he use that one
Not
also
at that race.
for Formula One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you have the last trophy of Gilles. The race before his accident is Dijon, and when Gilles was first, and in the last lap, Didier Perroni go in front and win the race. Gilles was
Yeah, disregarding orders from Ferrari.
frustrated of that.
Yeah. So this was the last trophy that he won.
Yeah. And that piece and the wood trophy is the trophy of Montreal in '78. Big trophy, and the trophy is the first victory of Gilles.
Yeah, amazing. What about this? Can you tell us about this story? This was in Watkins Glen, right?
Gilles, I don't know in English, he never, how do you call that, your arm?
Never surrender. He was always pushing.
Yeah, and the first year at Montreal he win. Second year he finished second. Third year he finished 5. In 1981 he was third. And suddenly his car hurt another car, and his wing go in
Yeah, just folded on
Yeah.
the front.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't want to stop because if you stop to repair the piece, he don't finish third.
Yeah, we will lose some time.
And his team said to Gilles at the next lap, you will receive the black flag. And during all the lap, Gilles go on the border, the red and white border on the grass, and to shake the car, and the wing go.
Yeah, just
And he finished with no wing.
Yeah.
He finished third.
Actually,
It's very-
he drove-
We never find the wing, but a flagman
Yeah.
one day came here with a bag, and he said, Mister, I think that piece
Belongs to this place.
is for that here, the museum.
So that is
And
in
when we open, we have the nose, the part
Yeah.
of the nose of that Ferrari, the Ferrari of Gilles. Yeah, special.
That's part of the museum. So what do we have?
Yeah, this year we have a collection of pins about race and car. There's one guy who
Donated all this?
collection is very
That's a lot.
impressive.
Amazing. I see you have some some clothes from him. Are these basically those socks? One of the socks, the shoes?
Yeah, the original. Yeah, you have a picture and here you have the blue shoes. Is that shoes?
And what about the jacket?
Gilles have a big sponsor is Jacobazzi, and it's a Gilles Villeneuve jacket. That jacket was Gilles don't have that, but a fan have that and he donate to the museum.
And that sign is from him? It's already hand signed?
Is not a sign, is
Oh, it's like a, I don't know, like a...
jewelry,
Oh, okay, that's good. Amazing.
the autograph of Gilles is very rare.
Yeah,
At that time, it was not normal to sing
That sign.
every time. Every
And
time.
what about that sign, the name in there, that the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in there? Is that the one that you have in Maranello? Or where is that coming from? That sign?
That one is,
yeah.
is a plate. The plate
That
is
place.
from Montreal.
Oh, is there
The
a...
circuit, the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, the track,
Yeah.
is normally is like a street.
Yeah.
It's a street on the island, and they are that the same plate like that.
Is that close to the circuit?
Is the circuit? The
Oh, it's the
is,
circuit. Yeah, yeah. The name is that. Oh, I was thinking that was like a street, the name of a street
No,
or
there are
something.
no another street.
Yeah.
The track,
track is
the
named after
street.
you.
Normally,
Yeah.
you go on the car. It's possible to
Yeah.
make the turn. It's possible.
Yeah. Because I saw there's another street called like him, like Gilles Villeneuve here close to
Yeah.
cemetery.
Here
Yeah.
it's the same, just in front of the museum.
Yeah.
The street is Gilles Villeneuve Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And that picture is a guy from my organization who was a photograph at that time. And you know Mr. Villeneuve and his wife.
Yeah.
And after the victory of Gilles, he said, go, he plays all for take the picture. And when when the people are in good position, he go a couple of feet to take his picture. There are 100 other photographs
Yeah.
ready to take the same shot. But he plays that family for this special picture for the career of Gilles.
It's amazing. Do you remember, or well, do you know what happened with Joan after him? Because I mean, I haven't heard anything back from her. So is she living here, or?
Yes, from she lived many years in Europe, and probably 15, 20 years before she is at Montreal. She returned at Montreal. I don't know when. But,
Yeah, it's amazing. And another thing I want to ask, do you know what happened with the Ferrari, the 308 that he had in the back? So did someone have it, or it was sold, or what happened to that car? Because it was like very special. I remember that story. Maybe you have any story in that from the car?
no, because when the driver drove for Ferrari, he had a car. When
He stopped driving for
stopped
Ferrari?
his career with Ferrari, he returned the car.
Oh, so it was never his car. It was like lended to him. No, okay, that's good. And do you know if he actually participated in developed any like car for Ferrari car? Like for example, Schumacher participated in the Enzo. Did he participate in doing that?
No.
Because he liked mechanics.
He worked hard with his mechanic for his car.
Yeah, only for like tuning his own car.
Something to find.
Yeah, that
The
one.
same thing, Gilles worked at that time in snowmobile to
No. Yeah, to
go
tune.
faster and faster.
Yeah.
Gilles stay on the paddock after the practice, after the qualification with his mechanic to help us, to help his mechanic to make the best car of the on track. Yeah.
And can you tell us something about this suit? I think it
You,
was
you have a picture here? Is that suit?
that's original.
Yeah.
Is it the one that he participated in any special race, or this is the typical one?
This the season 1981, the last complete season of Gilles.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so
Yeah.
I would like to thank you for the
you're welcome.
tour and to basically create this museum. Is there any reason why the museum is here? Was this like a specific place for this family, or Was it like something like...
Gilles was from here.
No, but I mean this place was something like a specific...
This building is now, because they are a couple of years after the Gilles death, they are first museum in the whole part of the city, but there are no possibility to develop the museum. They are fence on it. It was very too small.
Yeah.
And we have the opportunity here. First is near the highway. There are a restaurant, anything around, and it's more. We have a project to add a new section because we have probably $300 trophy on the back store, and 2 or 3 other car in the stock room, and we don't have enough place. But we try it. But with the pandemic is retired, we have not easy to. We chose to stop the project for probably 1 or 2 years. Normally here it's special because in normal time, in normal year, we have visitors from around 35, 40 different country people who stop here. And someone said the first goal or the first reason he decided to visit Canada is
to come here.
Yeah, special.
And just to close the video, to finish, I would like to, if you can tell us, we were talking before, like recording the video, you were telling us about like a very special story about him when Gilles came to Montreal for visiting, and there was something special that you
when Gilles drove my first job, I was journalist here at Berthirville, and I remember in '79, beginning of the '79, I phoned to Museo Villeneuve, the father of Gilles, and I said, if Gilles came home, go to Berthirville, it's possible you call me to have an interview. And a couple of weeks after, I received a phone call, and Museo Villeneuve said to me, Alain, if you want an interview with Gilles, came home immediately, Gilles will
attend you.
In 10 minutes, I go to the Villeneuve house, and a couple of minutes after, helicopter
landed.
Just in front of the
Was
house.
he driving the helicopter?
Yeah. Wow. And in front of the house, he go discuss with his father and mother and some friend. And Mr. Villeneuve said, Gilles, that guy is the young journalist at Berthirville. Give him an interview. And we are on the kitchen, and Gilles, it's my first time I
interview him.
Interview Gilles.
Yeah.
I was very nervous. I have the tape of that, and my question are nervous, but his answer is like, I am a great journalist from a magazine in Europe. Forget the question, because the answer is very good. And, we discussed with me 30 minutes and more. Yeah. It's very beautiful souvenir for me. It's Gilles was what do you call it, a true one. Really
very honest.
Yeah.
And you were telling me that he came, you prepared something special for him, like a surprise party, like to welcome him for the last time that he came to Montreal before the accident, right? In September.
Yeah, but we organize exhibition. We asked to Mr. Villeneuve father to be the honorary president of that event, and at that time the Grand Prix at Montreal was in September, and I organized that with other volunteers, We place many trophy of Gilles, some race car. We invite 300, 400 people for the special event night. And during the day, I received a phone from Mr. Villeneuve father, and said Gilles, the plane, Gilles is arrived at Montreal. I discussed with Gilles. I explained your project, and he said he don't want to go at Berthirville. You have too many things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand. In my mind, it was all is attached. It's okay from many days. But he said, I am his father. I go to Montreal, and he returned with his father at Berthirville for that event. And during the night at 7 p.m., Gilles came with some friend and his brother. But he have no idea what we organize for him. And he said, when I salute him at the front of the building, when he came, he said 5 minutes. Okay, in my mind I said 5 minutes, but he go inside, we upload, we have some little thing to do. He stay 30 minutes, and the people were very happy and said, "Go, Gilles, win the race." But he go inside, and we explain the reason of that, and we explained that during the month before, we organized a contest with the young boy and girl at Berthirville with a big slot car track with the small Ferrari and small Ligier Formula 1. They are a contest with all students. And at the end, a little boy win the contest and win the track and win the chance to play against Gilles. And we explained that to Gilles, and Gilles don't play 5 minutes, he play 2 hours with the kid, his father, his brother, his friend, and the people from Berthirville, because Gilles don't like the official ceremonies with the mayor, with the deputy, something like that. But that kind of event with the people,
very local,
with his friend, he was very happy of that, and I am happy that we organized the last party of Gilles in Berthirville. It was one of my ideas, and it's special. Yeah.
And you said that he offered the kid to go with him and drive the Ferrari or something. So he offered the kid to drive with him in the Ferrari or something.
I'm not sure.
No.
What?
No. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, that's okay. That's a good anecdote.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's amazing. So that's our very amazing stories. A very special place, very nice place. It's very good that you appreciate all these things,
sure.
all his life, everything he did for the Ferrari, for the Formula One, for the city, for the town, everything. So it's amazing that you have this project. I really appreciate your time, and basically thank you very much for your time, and welcome. So it's amazing.
Thank you.
I hope to see you again. Thank you very much. Yeah, I would like to remind the subscribers that the museum is actually accepting donations for the museum to basically maintain everything and to expand and do some extra renovations and preserve all this history. So if you can donate, you can look for like website of the museum. There's some forms in there that you can donate, and there's absolutely no issue. They will be very happy doing that. So please do that, subscribe, and thank you for watching the video.